Hi, Strongers. It is Thursday at noon. I had to think about that for a second because I have lost track of time and days at this point. And today we have a little bit of a different format. We're going to do 3 live segments. And the first segment is with the beautiful Jessica Whitlow,
Hi.
supermodel. And Jessica, why don't you first start by telling everyone where you're from?
Okay, so I'm from Miami, Florida, and should I talk about when I started modeling?
Oh gosh, that would be great. So one of the things that I was so fascinated by was how you got started, right? Because I think that so many women, girls today would probably love to hear, how do I become a supermodel?
Right, okay, so I was in Miami when I started, and I was pretty young, 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and at that time I was with, like, it was, I guess, a kids agency, like it was for young people.
Right, so
and
there are agencies not just located in New York City, which I think is a really good point, right, to talk about just for a quick second. So if anyone's curious to know, you can look for agencies locally. Agencies are not just located in New York City. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. So I started there, and then when I was about 14, this photographer introduced me to a bigger agency. It was Ford Models in Miami at the time. So I signed with them, and
Amazing.
I was still in high school, so I was staying in Miami, working in Miami, and as soon as I graduated high school, that's when I moved to New York.
Were you so excited?
I was so excited.
Were you nervous?
I was a little nervous because I was alone, so it was like a little, definitely nervous, obviously.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So what did you feel when you first came to New York City? Like when you first put like your first step into the big city?
Honestly, I felt like it was a little overwhelming. It was definitely, it can give you like some anxiety, but now I love it so much. Like I would never leave. Like I want to be here. Like
so when you first got here, what was what street did you land on? So you got off the airplane?
Got off the airplane.
You came into New York City.
Yep.
And what street were you on?
22nd and 3rd.
Oh, you remember it!
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, that was the first place I went to. It was the model apartment.
Right?
Yeah, so that was...
Oh, there's a model apartment. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So this Barbizon hotel, where now I live, used to house a lot of the Ford models back in the 30s and 40s. I think the Ford modeling agency used to have 6 or 7 apartments. And when I first met you here, I knew, I mean, you just were so natural, and, you know, you really lend yourself to, you know, wearing the product, and you were in the lounge set.
Yes, I loved the sweat. Yeah, that
right, the tie-dye?
Yes, the tie-dye.
The tie-dye. And when you think back, like when you first came to New York City, what was your first job? What did you get hired? What was your first? Was it a magazine cover or?
I don't remember my first job in New York, but in Miami when I first started, my first like big job was for Justice. I don't know if you've heard of them, yeah, it was like I was in a little magazine for them.
Wow.
It was super cute, yeah.
Wow.
And at the time it was so cool because all my friends, well, yeah, I guess when I was 12, a lot of people were wearing Justice, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then what was your first magazine cover?
It was, I think, Vogue Arabia.
Vogue
Arabia.
I think that's every girl's dream, is just to be on the cover of Vogue as their first magazine cover.
Yes.
And what do you think of USA Strong so far? Give me some feedback.
I love USA Strong. The first outfit that I had on.
Was it the lounge set or the?
I think it was the sweatpants and the tank top, and I immediately was just so happy.
It was the Chrissy sweatpants.
I love these sweatpants.
Oh, and then you had on the Apple tank, which I don't know that we have any left, or we have 2 left, but we donated 100% of the proceeds of that tank to Susan Komen for breast cancer.
Oh wow!
Okay, that was really important for us. Yeah. But yes, that was your first outfit of the day with the red sunglasses, right?
Yeah.
And so that was your favorite that you still...
Definitely, yeah. Well, I mean, the lounge set, of course. That's super cute. It's definitely so cute. Like, I think everyone should have the lounge set. But the sweatpants were definitely, like, that's my vibe. Like, I love sweatpants.
And when you think back as far as the most exciting moment for you in modeling, what was that?
Anytime that I travel for work, that's just really exciting for me. Like my first time traveling was to Japan, and that was really cool. I was young at the time, so I got to go with my mom, thank God. But yes, yeah, so anytime.
That's a long trip, and that's a big trip. Was that your first time traveling out of the country?
Yes,
or?
yeah. Very, definitely had culture shock. It was so different than America, but it was cool. It was fun.
Right. So what is your message to young girls today, right? So traveling is definitely not something that's accessible, but let's say they want to be a model, be an entrepreneur, because I think when you think about, you don't just have to make product to be an entrepreneur, right? You can also do modeling, you can do other things. What would be your advice to them watching you and seeing how successful you are? What would be like the first step?
The first step is definitely to reach out to agencies and just submitting photos. Locally.
Right.
And submitting your measurements, your photos, all that. You let them know like about yourself. Right. And they usually, they'll get back to you. They'll tell you to come in and meet them, or they won't, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Zoom now. But
so thinking about that and how we can help, would you be open to maybe supporting girls in Florida, right? And having some girls reach out through USA Strong, and you can DM us, and maybe them sending in pictures of themselves, and maybe you could support one or two girls. Maybe we'll pick you, or Jessica will pick you to model for USA Strong.
Yeah.
Does that sound like something you would be open to?
Absolutely, for sure. We could do
You
that.
could be America's Next Top Model. I love it. All right, so reach out to us on usastrong.io. You can DM us, and we will get in touch with Jessica, and we will figure out a way to make you the next top model. It was so nice having you here. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon. Love Scorpios. Dual Scorpios.
Yes.